Charles Barkley is one of the best players to never win a championship. But what if we put his career in reverse? He'll be starting his career in Houston, followed by a stop in Phoenix before finishing his career in Philly. And in his rookie season, he gets to team up with Hakeem Olajuwon and Ralph Sampson. He's gonna miss out on Rookie of the Year because Michael Jordan averaged 29, but Charles Barkley finishes 4th in the Rookie of the Year race, averaging 18 points and 10 rebounds a game. Hakeem's gonna finish 2nd in Rookie of the Year, also making the All-NBA second team because he averaged 24 points and 12 rebounds a game. And of course, Michael Jordan made the All-NBA first team as a rookie. The Rockets are sitting at the 5th seed with 45 wins, and in the first round they have to play the Mavericks led by Mark Aguirre. And this one is not going well. They're down 2-0. They're at least not going to get swept, but they can't force a game 5. In Charles Barkley's second season, he's going to average 20 points and 11 boards a game, but the Rockets get even worse. They're sitting at the 6th seed, and they have to face a Jazz team with John Stockton, Adrian Dantley, and Karl Malone. I'm kind of scared though, because even though the Rockets look better on paper, they're gonna win game 1. Okay, they are gonna lose game 2. I guess that was a false alarm as the Jazz take game 3 by just 2 points and we have a game 5. Back in the day, it was best of 5, and in a best of 5 first round, I don't think the Rockets are going to be able to come back as they get eliminated in the first round for the 2nd straight season. Charles Barkley led the team in points, but outside of these top 4 guys, nobody even had more than 5 points. In Charles Barkley's 3rd season, he's going to make his first All-NBA team, averaging 22 points and 12 boards a game, and on top of that, the Rockets sit at the best team in the West. In round 1, they have to play the Sonics led by Dale Ellis. Okay, they might be cursed. They're going to lose game 1 to an 8 seed. At least they're going to tie up the series. Their 2 wins, they have not won by much at all, and they can't make it out in 4. But in the best of 5 first round, they are gonna lock in that 3rd quarter to finally win their first playoff series. And their starting point guard put up 39 points, even though he only averaged 13 in the regular season. So on to the 2nd round we go. The Rockets can get their revenge here on the Mavericks. And with less than 2 minutes to go in game 5, we have a 2-2 series. Whoever wins goes up 3-2 as Hakeem gives the Rockets the lead. Both teams are just going down low to their post guy. Mark Aguirre is gonna miss the shot. This spacing is awful. They're gonna throw it down low to Charles Barkley, the contested layup, and it's good. So the Rockets now hold a 3-point lead. Let's see if they can stop Mark Aguirre. He's getting clamped up by Craig Elo. He's gonna pull the jumper and it's off. So now with under a minute to go, they're just swinging the ball around. This offense is terrible. I don't know what's happening. They're not running a play or anything. They're gonna find Charles Barkley to Hakeem Olajuwon, the contested shot. What is that? I didn't like that, but they still hold a 3-point lead over the Mavericks as they make it a 1-point game. All the Rockets have to do is score one more time. They're gonna chew out the clock. With just 5 seconds on the shot clock, they're gonna throw it down low to Hakeem. He's gonna take the fade. It's pretty deep. He's gonna miss, and Ralph Sampson's gonna get the rebound. That is huge. He just needs to make both of these free throws. He's of course gonna miss the first. 93% of people who watch me aren't subscribed, so make sure to subscribe to help me hit my goal of 35,000 subscribers. And to at least give the Rockets a 2-point lead, his second free throw's good. But with just 4 seconds to go, the Mavericks can win with the 3. They are gonna pull it from super deep as the Rockets take a 3-2 lead in the 2nd round. But this series is going to 7 as the Rockets get blown out in game 6. Hakeem and Charles Barkley went off. Ralph Sampson didn't do anything. He had 2 points in 28 minutes. Game 7's close. We're tied up at halftime. But in the 4th quarter, the Rockets are going to blow it. They're going to have a 6-point game, 8-point game. Yeah, this one is over. Once again, Hakeem and Charles Barkley were the only ones that went off. Ralph Sampson's stats look good until you see he shot 9 for 21. In Charles Barkley's last season on the Rockets, he's going to make the All-NBA second team again, averaging 22 points and 13 boards a game. And the Rockets are once again the best team in the West. In the first round, they have to play the Spurs with a young David Robinson. They're gonna win in 5, but in round 2, their competition gets even tougher with the Nuggets. Okay, never mind, they're gonna sweep. But now in Charles Barkley's first conference finals appearance, they have to take down the Mavericks, who have beaten them twice. Here goes nothing. We're gonna take it game by game. Game 1, the Rockets blow out the Mavericks. Game 2, the Mavericks win by just 2 points. They're gonna blow out the Rockets in game 3. This isn't good as the Mavericks take a 3-1 lead. The Rockets are able to win game 5, and in game 6, that good 3rd quarter is gonna save them as they're able to force a game 7. And that's thanks to Charles Barkley dropping 31. And in game 7, they're finally able to take down the Mavericks, who just blew a 3-1 lead. Charles Barkley had 41, 11, and 7. And now for his first chance at a championship, he not only has to take down Larry Bird, but he has to guard him. Game 1's a blowout. This one is pretty much over already as the Rockets are gonna win. Hakeem had 30 and 10. Charles Barkley and Cliff Robinson also had double-doubles. But in game 2, we have another blowout, this time in favor of the Celtics. So they're gonna tie the series up at 1. Hakeem and Charles Barkley both had 22. But Larry Bird and Kevin McHale both dropped 30 plus on them. Game 3 has been super back and forth, but with just over a minute to go, the Celtics are up by 2. Larry Bird with 2 seconds to go on the shot clock is gonna miss the layup. Charles Barkley running the fast break is gonna find Cedric Maxwell. They're gonna go down low to Hakeem. Instead, he almost forced up a bad layup, and now he just did, and he can't get his own board. I don't know what that shot selection was. Now the Celtics are gonna find Larry Bird on the pick and roll. He's gonna pull the mid-range jumper, and he knocks it down. So the Rockets are running out of time, down 4, and they don't don't pull that many threes in this era as Hakeem smokes the layup. And that's going to be the game as the Celtics take a 2-1 lead in the series. And game 4 is also going to go to the Celtics. This is not a good look for the Rockets, who are down 3-1 now. They just got 40 dropped on them by Larry Bird. And in game 5, the Celtics are going to win the NBA championship, meaning Charles Barkley's final game as a Rocket's going to end with his first finals loss. He's looking at his hand wishing a ring would have been there. So after 4 seasons with the Rockets, Charles Barkley's moving on to the Phoenix Suns. This team is nowhere near as good as the Rockets were. And with Charles Barkley being the best player on the team, he's going to win his first MVP. So he's going to finish 4th in scoring, 4th in blocks, and he's going to lead the league in rebounds. And I guess the Suns were better than I thought. They're the 3rd seed. In round 1, they have to face the Warriors, who have Ralph Sampson now. They're going to sweep them. And in round 2, Charles Barkley gets to face his former team. Here goes nothing. Game 1 is going to go to the Suns. They win by 9 points. They're also going to take game 2 by 4. Game 3, the Rockets are going to win by 12, and they're going to tie the series up. And game 5 is an insane blowout. The Suns are going to win. And that's because Charles Barkley almost had a 20-20 game and a triple-double. And in game 6, the Suns are going to clamp up the Rockets to move on to the conference finals. Charles Barkley had a 20-20 game this time. He almost had a triple-double again. And in the conference finals, they have to play the Lakers led by Magic. I'm scared for how this is about to go. Game 1 is going to go to the Suns, though. They win by just 2 points. They're also going to steal game 2 on the road. They're going to take a 3-0 lead somehow. They're not able to sweep. And they're not going to win game 5 either. I don't like this. And thank goodness in game 6, they locked in that 3rd quarter to move on to the finals. Charles Barkley dropped 28, 17, and 6 with 2 steals and 3 blocks. And in his 2nd straight finals appearance, he has to face the Bucks. He could have had a rematch against the Celtics, but they played terrible in the conference finals. Game 1's not a good look for the Suns. They're down by 20 entering the 4th. They're going to lose by about 20. And in game 2, they fumbled that game after the 1st quarter. Charles Barkley put up 25, but it's not enough because Terry Cummings had 35. And the Bucks would continue dominating in the series to sweep the Suns and hand Charles Barkley his 2nd straight finals loss. Charles Barkley is going to win back-to-back MVPs, so his regular season success is still there. And with the Suns being the 3 seed again, let's hope they can make their way back to the finals. In round 1, they have to face the Rockets again. They're going to win in 4. In round 2, they have to face the Spurs. They're somehow going to win game 1. I don't think they look that great outside of Terry Cummings and David Robinson, but they're going to go up 3-0 and sweep the Suns. Charles Barkley's not going to win his 3rd MVP in a row, but he's still on the All-NBA first team, putting up 24 points and 15 boards a game. But the Suns get even worse, dropping down to the 5th seed. In the first round, they have to play the Blazers led by Clyde Drexler, and they're going to get swept. In Charles Barkley's final season on the Suns, he's going to make the All-NBA first team, averaging 22 and 15, and the Suns are sitting at the 1 seed. In round 1, they have to face the Clippers. They're going to win in 4. And in round 2, they get their rematch against David Robinson. And I guess the Spurs were fraudulent. The Suns win in 5. But in their conference finals, they would have one of their toughest matchups yet, as they have to face John Stockton and Karl Malone. Here goes nothing. Game 1, the Jazz are going to steal. They win it by 3. Game 2 goes to the Suns. Game 3 also goes to the Suns. They're going to take game 4 in a blowout, and they're going to make it out in 5. So now Charles Barkley gets his finals rematch against the Bucks. I don't know how they made the finals. They only have 180 plus overall in their starting lineup, and they were the 2nd seed. That doesn't really make sense. They must have a deep bench or something. Dale Ellis is their best player who's coming off the bench, but other than that, their bench is not deep. So because of that, the Suns are going to sweep them in the finals, making Charles Barkley a one-time champion. And on top of that, he's going to walk away with his first finals MVP. But that would be Charles Barkley's last game on the Suns, as he's going to join the 76ers. In Charles Barkley's first year with the Sixers, he's going to win MVP number 3. This is the same year he won it in real life. And I think for the first time, his coach is going to win Coach of the Year. And that's kind of crazy because the Sixers aren't even the 1 seed. In the first round, they have to face the Pistons with an older Isaiah Thomas and Joe Dumars. They also have Dennis Rodman. And the 76ers are going to win in 4. Round 2, they have to face a 6 seed led by Larry Johnson. They have had a super easy playoff run so far. They're not going to be able to sweep the Hornets or win in 5. I don't like this. The Hornets force a game 7. And with 2 minutes to go, we're all tied up. The 76ers are on the verge of blowing a 3-0 lead right here. Jeff Hornacek's going to find Charles Barkley down low, being guarded by Larry Johnson. He's going to go up with a contested layup to give the Sixers the lead. Muggsy Bogues is so tiny. 5'3" and being successful in the NBA is crazy. He's going to throw it down low to Gill. The layup is going to tie the game. Percy Hawkins is going to run a pick and roll with Charles Barkley. He ends up finding him, being guarded by Larry Johnson. Again, he's going to make the fade. They're going to go down low to Kendall Gill again. This time, he's going to take the fade and he bricks it. Oh, what just happened? Alonzo Mourning just got a steal and tied the game up. I just saw the camera angle change. That confused me like crazy. Jeff Hornacek finds Charles Barkley. He's the only one they're going to, and he makes another layup. And both teams are just running the same exact plays, as Kendall Gill's going to miss the post hook. Percy Hawkins throws it down low to Charles Barkley. He is going to body his way to the paint. So now down 4, the Hornets are running out of time. 25 seconds to go. They're going to find Alonzo Mourning to Kendall Gill in the corner. He's not going to pull the 3, but he is going to pull the mid-range jumper, and it's off. And that would be the game-deciding shot, as the 76ers are not going to blow a 3-0 lead, and they're going to win in Game 7. All thanks to Jeff Hornacek's 36 36 and 10, and Charles Barkley dropping 34 and 17. But now in the conference finals, they have to go up against MJ and the Bulls. This is before Dennis Rodman, so on paper, the Bulls aren't as good, but they are going to win game 1. The Sixers take game 2 and 3. This is huge, but the Bulls tie the series up. And in game 5, we have a low-scoring one. The Sixers are coming back. If they make it a one-possession game, we're going to hop in, but the Bulls are going to score. They're up by 7 with 40 seconds to go, and they're going to end up winning the game. The Sixers almost had it. Charles Barkley and Hersey Hawkins were the only ones who did something, and just like that, they're down 3-2. But in game 6, the 76ers are still alive here. All they have to do is hold this lead to force a game 7. Charles Barkley is getting clamped up by Scottie Pippen. He's going to dish it out to Jeff Hornacek, who gets an open mid-range, and he knocks it down. That was a big shot from him. On the other end, the Bulls are going to go to Pippen. He's not going to get anything off the screen. I don't know what he's trying to cook up here. The 76ers send the double, and they're going to get the stop. That is big. Now the Sixers go to Barkley for the deep post fade, and it's good. So the Sixers are up 6 now. If they get a stop and a score, that could be the dagger. They are going to get the stop. And now to hit the dagger with 40 seconds to go, the Bulls are going to send the trap defense, and they're going to end up fouling for some reason. I guess Perry's not a good free throw shooter, but the Bulls aren't going to sub MJ back in. He must have fouled out. But this one's over anyway, as the Bulls are going to run out of time to complete the comeback, and the 76ers are going to force a game 7. Charles Barkley led the way with 30, 14, and 8. Michael Jordan only put up 8 points. He fouled out in 11 minutes. But in game 7, this one is pretty much over by halftime. Unless the Sixers go crazy, the Bulls are going to eliminate them. Well, MJ had his game. But in this universe, he doesn't have a perfect finals record, as David Robinson's going to win the finals MVP. In season number 10, Charles Barkley's not able to win back-to-back MVPs, but he is on the All-NBA first team. He's going to average 25 points and 12 rebounds with 7 assists a game. Also, I don't know how Hakeem won the MVP over Shaq, because Shaq led the league in points, rebounds, and blocks per game. And it's not like the Magic were bad. They were sitting at the 2nd seed just like the Rockets. In the first round, Charles Barkley gets to get revenge on the Bulls, who don't have MJ because he retired. They're going to beat them in 4. And in the second round, they're playing an 8 seed. The Hawks just blew a 2-1 lead. They honestly look pretty good for an 8 seed. Of course, they're going to take game 1. This is not a good look. The 76ers take games 2 and 3 though. Game 4 is also going to go to the Sixers, and they're going to make it out in 5. In the conference finals, they have to play the Nets because the Magic just blew a 3-2 lead. But unfortunately, I think this is where their run's going to end. They're not going to get swept by the Nets. They're also not going to lose in 5. Can they force a game 7? And they actually might, because with 2 minutes to go in game 6, they're up by 1. The Nets are going to find Coleman for the dunk, and he puts the Nets up 1. The 76ers are going to go down low to Charles Barkley. I don't know why he shot that over 2 people. And now with a minute and a half to go, the Nets can extend their lead here. I don't know how they just made that over Sean Bradley, who's 7'6". And the 76ers get an illegal screen. What is going on? They are selling. They're going to find Kenny Anderson on the drive. He throws it down low to their big, and the Nets go up 5. The Nets are on a 6-0 run since we've hopped into this game. The 76ers have not scored once. Let's see if they can change that here. Dana Barros is going to use the screen. Good thing he passed out of that. But now the 76ers only have 5 seconds left. They go back to Dana Barros. He's going to have to chuck up the contested 3, and he's going to miss. I don't know how the Sixers didn't get the board there. And they had so many chances to win the game, but they folded, as the Nets are going to win the series in 6 games. Shaq's not going to get robbed of MVP this time. And Charles Barkley's still on the All-NBA first team, putting up 24 points and 11 boards a game. I don't know how he's averaging 7 assists a game. And in the first round, they have to play the Bulls again, but this time they have Michael Jordan back. Also, they are the 7th seed. I don't think they're realistically going to win this series, as the Bulls take a 2-0 lead, and they're going to sweep the 76ers. Charles Barkley's still dominating the league on the All-NBA first team, putting up 24 and 11, and the 76ers get a little better as they're up to the 5th seed. But of course, the one time they have to face the Magic in the playoffs, it's the year before Shaq goes to the Lakers. The 76ers are going to take game 1 though. They're also going to take a 2-0 lead over the Magic, and they're going to sweep them, all to face the Bulls in the second round. And of course, they're going to get swept. But the future's looking promising for the 76ers as they draft Allen Iverson in the offseason. Charles Barkley's all the way down to the All-NBA third team, averaging 19 and 9, but the team is really good with Jerry Stackhouse also on the All-NBA third team, and Allen Iverson on the All-NBA first team, winning Rookie of the Year. He averaged 24, 6, and 10 as a rookie with 2 steals a game. Meanwhile, the 76ers are sitting at the 3rd seed, so now they get to play the Magic again without Shaq this time. They're going to pretty easily sweep them, all to face the Bulls again. And I know the 76ers are the 3 seed, but I'm definitely scared for this series. They're going to win game 2 by just 2 points. They take game 3 by 2 again, and the Bulls tie the series up. But in game 5, this one is anyone's game. The Bulls are down by 1, but Michael Jordan's going to put them up. Here we go. Allen Iverson versus Ron Harper with the crosses. He's going to go up with with the layup and make the N1. That is huge, and to put the 76ers up by 2, his free throw's good. Ron Harper's gonna use the screen. He tried to throw it down low to Jordan, but that's a turnover. Now we have Jerry Stackhouse on the break. He's gonna slow things down. He finds Charles Barkley. They're gonna go back to Jerry Stackhouse, though. He's gonna use the screen and pull the 3 over Jordan, and it's off. So with under a minute to go, they're gonna go down low to Jordan. He can tie the game up here with a 2. He's getting clamped up, though. I don't know what this offense is. 2 seconds left. Ron Harper has to force up the 3. It almost goes in, but he misses. So up 2, the 76ers can extend their lead. They're gonna find McLean, whatever his name is, and the Sixers go up by 4. That was a big find by Allen Iverson. Now the Bulls are in trouble. MJ's gonna break Stackhouse's ankles, and now AI's gonna need to knock down both free throws here. He makes the first one for 33 points on the night, and his second free throw is good as well. The Bulls have 20 seconds. It doesn't seem like they have any timeouts unless they're just saving it, and it also looks like they're gonna get a deep 3 from Scottie Pippen, and it's in and out. So with that, the Sixers are gonna take game 5, which puts them up 3-2 in the series. And the 76ers big 3 is really good. And in game 6, they're up 11 with a minute to go as they're gonna take down the Bulls in the second round. But in the conference finals, they have to face Alonzo Mourning and the MVP in Tim Hardaway. Never thought I would see this in my lifetime, but here goes nothing. Game 1, the Sixers are gonna blow out the Heat. The Heat blow the Sixers out in game 2. Game 3, the Sixers win by just 2 points. Game 4, they're gonna take a 3-1 lead and they're on to the finals. And we almost played the Lakers. It was tied at 2, but instead we're playing a 7th seed. They look pretty well-rounded. At least we don't have to go up against Kobe and Shaq. And thank goodness the Blazers won, because the 76ers are gonna beat them in 5 to win Charles Barkley his second championship. But this time he's not gonna win the finals MVP as Allen Iverson wins it as a rookie. Charles Barkley really passed the torch to AI. He's gonna win MVP in just his second season. And for the first time in a while, Charles Barkley isn't gonna make an All-NBA team averaging 18 and 10. The 76ers have a chance to repeat, but they are sitting at the 4th seed. And the Bucks just blew a 2-0 lead. The 76ers make it out of the first round. But I don't know how much longer their run's gonna last having to face this Heat team. Okay, the 76ers are gonna win game 2 to tie the series up. They actually take game 3 against the 1 seed. But now with a 2-2 series, it looks like the Heat are gonna be the team walking away with game 5. If the Sixers make it a 1-possession game, we'll hop in. But this one's over. The Heat were up 7. They're gonna win by 5. AI and Barkley led the team, but I guess it just wasn't enough. So to game 6 we go. I'm not even gonna simcast. I'm just simming it. The Sixers win by 1 point. AI dropped 40. Derek Coleman at 31. And we're going back to simcast for game 7. And I'm surprised the 76ers run has lasted this long. In game 7 with just under 2 minutes to go, they're up by 1. Jamal Mashburn's gonna use the screen from Alonzo Mourning. He gets a wide open 3, but it's leaning and he's gonna miss. Okay, AI, this game is up to you. I don't know what he's doing. Thank goodness he didn't shoot that. They're gonna go to Joe Smith. AI's just running around. They end up finding him with 5 seconds on the shot clock. He's gonna do the same move. He ends up faking it and pulling the 3. He's gonna miss. I don't like that move at all. It doesn't create much space. Tim Hardaway's gonna find an open Jamal Mashburn, and his 3's good for the lead. Okay, AI, the Sixers are running out of time. You guys are gonna need to lock in. He took that shot. Derek Coleman's gonna save the day and tie the game. That is an insanely clutch offensive rebound here in game 7. Tim Hardaway kicks it out. They're gonna go to PJ Brown. Back to Jamal Mashburn. He's left open, and this time he can't knock down the 3. So he's gonna make one, miss one on the break. AI's gonna find Joe Smith just running around. I thought he was gonna run out of bounds there, but instead he's gonna find Charles Barkley. 11 seconds to go on the shot clock. This offense is terrible. Nothing is happening. AI's coming off the screen. Charles Barkley's gonna find Joe Smith instead. He's gonna pull the 3 and he's gonna miss it. And the Sixers left a lot of time here for the Heat. 4 seconds on the shot clock. Tim Hardaway's gonna go up with the floater over AI, and we're going into overtime. But in overtime, this one is looking rough here for the Sixers. They're down 3, and the Heat have the ball with a chance to go up 5. Tim Hardaway misses the layup. That is a big miss with 40 seconds to go. McKee's gonna find Derek Coleman. Okay, that is good that he got fouled there. That was a very questionable shot. He needs to knock down both. Of course, he misses the first. And to make it a 2-point game here in game 7, his second free throw's good. Now the Sixers need a stop, and even if they do score a 2, it is gonna tie the game. It won't give them the lead because of that missed free throw. What? How was that not a foul? And how did he make that? So the Sixers might need a miracle here with just 20 seconds to go. They're going to put the ball in AI's hands. He finds Charles Barkley to Derek Coleman. They just keep swinging it around to McKee to AI. Open from the top of the key. His 3's good. Now it's up to Tim Hardaway to knock down these free throws. He's going to sink the first one and to put the Heat up 3. His second one's going to miss. That is big because now the 76ers don't necessarily need to force a 3 here. Allen Iverson's going to chew out the clock. 4 seconds on the clock. I don't know what he's cooking up. He forces up a contested mid-range and the Heat win game 7. That is a rough way to go out. Tim Hardaway had 35 and 10. Alonzo Mourning almost had a 20-20 game. He had 7 blocks. And for the 76ers, AI had a good game. I mean, he didn't shoot the best. Charles Barkley played good. He almost had a triple-double, but it wasn't enough. They're going to get eliminated. Charles Barkley's once again not on an All-NBA team, even though he averaged 20 and 10. But the 76ers are sitting at the 6th seed. They might be able to upset the Wizards, though. They are going to take game 1. The Wizards take game 2. Game 3 goes to the Sixers. They only win it by 3 and they make it out of the first round. But here's where things get rough as they have to face a healthy Grant Hill. Here we go. Game 1 is going to go to the Sixers. They blow them out. They win by almost 50. Game 2, they're going to win by 3. Game 3, they win. And they're going to take a 3-1 lead. They might be able to make the conference finals as a 6 seed. And on top of that, they aren't facing the 1 seed. They genuinely could make the finals. They do have to get past Patrick Ewing and Allen Houston though. So this won't necessarily be an easy series, but they were able to take down the 2 and 3 seed. They're going to take a 2-0 lead. They are going insane. They can't win game 3 though. They are going to win game 4. Okay, game 5 they can't win. Can they win in 6? They can, and they're in the finals as a 6 seed. And they avoided Kobe and Shaq 1 year, but now they're going to have to play them. In game 1, the 76ers started out hot, but they had a really bad second half. AI had 30 and 11. Charles Barkley had 24. Let's see if they can at least tie the series up in game 2. They can't. They're going to lose. Game 3, they're going to win by just 1 point. And in game 4, they tie the series up. So to game 5 we go. They're up by about 20 going into the 4th quarter, and they're going to take a 3-2 lead over the Lakers. I did not expect this at all. Allen Iverson dropped 52 points. For the Lakers, Kobe went off. Shaq didn't even put up 5 points. Whoa. Shaq, wait, he did have 5 points in 33 minutes. That is insane. But in game 6, the 76ers are going to close this one out as Charles Barkley becomes a 3-time champion. And once again, Allen Iverson's going to be the one walking away with the finals MVP. Charles Barkley's all of a sudden back on an All-NBA 3rd team, averaging 22 and 12, even though he's an 82 overall. And the 76ers are sitting at the 3 seed. In the first round, they have to face the Wizards led by Mitch Richmond. They're going to make it out in 4. And in the second round, they have to face a Ray Allen-led Bucks team. The Sixers are going to steal game 1 on the road. They're also going to take game 2. That's pretty big. They are going to lose game 3, though. They go up 3-1. They can't make it out in 5. Let's see if they can make it out in 6, and they can. And in the conference finals, they have to go up against the Knicks. They look pretty well-rounded, so here goes nothing. Game 1, the Knicks are going to take by 8. Game 2, they win by 12. This is not a good start, but the Sixers take games 3 and 4. And in game 5, the 76ers are only up by 2 with a minute and a half to go. I don't know why AI took that shot over 2 people. I guess they don't want to give AI the ball after that. They find him with 6 seconds on the shot clock. He's running out of time, though. He's an after... I thought that was going to be a layup. That was the last thing I expected. Now we have Latrell Sprewell on the other end. He's going to find Patrick Ewing, who goes up with the layup, and it's good. So back to a 2-point game we go. Allen Iverson on the ISO almost gets a turnover. This is not good. He takes another layup over 2 people, but he makes it this time. So with under a minute to go, Patrick Ewing's going to take the post hook, and it's in and out. They're going to send the trap defense to Charles Barkley. Whoa, that was a terrible pass. I don't know how he caught that, but that is kind of huge that wasn't a turnover. Latrell Sprewell's going to pull the 3. Ewing gets the board and makes the layup. But with AI making both free throws, the Knicks are going to need a big shot here. They're going to inbound it to Allen Houston. He gets fouled. He's going to knock down both free throws, but they're going to need to foul again. And the Sixers just missed both of their free throws. That's not good. So we have a 4-point game. Allen Houston's going to kick it to Camby. The layup over Derek Coleman's off. And with the Sixers making both free throws this time, it's probably over for the Knicks unless they can pull something off last second. Charlie Ward to Larry Johnson. Back to Charlie Ward. He's going to pull the 3 and he's going to miss. They got the offensive rebound, but it doesn't matter. The 76ers are going to win. So now let's see if they can make the finals in game 6. I'm just going to sim it. The Knicks blew them out. Allen Iverson was the leading scorer with just 22 points, and for the Knicks, they had a lot of people put up 10 or more. And in game 7, the 76ers are going to go crazy in the second half to make it to the finals. AI had 38. Barkley was their second leading scorer. Oh my gosh, Allen Iverson had 8 steals as well. And in the finals, they will have to be facing the Nuggets. And I'm not going to lie, they don't look that good for a finals team. But here goes nothing. Game 1, the Nuggets are going to take. That's not great. The Sixers tie it up to 1. The Nuggets take game 3 by just 2 points. Game 4 also goes to the Nuggets. Game 5, the 76ers are going to take. That was a really good game from them. They won by about 30. Charles Barkley led the way with 41 points at 37 years old. And the 76ers are on the verge of forcing a game 7. All they have to do is hold this lead. It looks like they're going to, and we have a game 7. And that's thanks to Charles Barkley again. He might win a finals MVP. That's if they win the series. And in Charles Barkley's final season, he's going to win championship number 4 as the 76ers come back down 3-1. So he's going to end his career with 4 championships, 1 finals MVP, and 3 regular season MVPs. And he's going to finish his career with just over 29,000 points, putting him 10th on the all-time list. Subscribe if you enjoyed, and if you want to see me put Shaq's career in reverse, click the video on the screen right now.